Emergency services on the New South Wales North Coast have so far been unable to locate a woman who went missing in floodwaters at Lismore as the Wilsons River peaks overnight. The dangerous weather system is focusing the worst of the weather on the mid-north coast in the next 24 hours, and forecasters have been warning there's still days left of wild weather to come.
A community, a region, submerged again. A seemingly never-ending disaster unfolding, nothing unable to stop it. Even the police struggled in the conditions. This police bus trapped and unable to be towed out as the water was rising too fast. Police, SES and Marine Area Command so far unable to locate a 55-year-old aged care nurse from Nowra after her car went missing late on Tuesday night just south of Lismore.
She was driving a 2017 white Captiva at the time, so it was just before 10 p.m. last night that the call was received by an associate suggesting that she was trapped in floodwaters.
55 others were rescued from flooded roads in 24 hours. The weather so dangerous, helicopters were grounded for much of the day. The Bureau of Meteorology downgraded its forecast for the Wilson River on Tuesday afternoon to a peak of 8.4 metres, and just after 5:30 p.m, the SES gave the all clear for residents to return to East Lismore and the CBD. But the worst case scenario happened. In an almost identical meteorological repeat of the disaster 4 weeks ago, the East Coast low moved into the Northern Rivers district and sat there all night, producing non-stop torrential rain. By Wednesday morning, 282 millimetres fell over Byron Bay and Ballina, and at Alstonville, just a 25-minute drive from Lismore, 431 millimetres fell in just 24 hours. No business on this street in iconic Byron Bay was spared.
Byron has never seen anything like this before, so unheard of.
Had a lot of equipment damaged and a lot of stock we're going to have to throw out, weren't able to open today.
Before 9 a.m, an emergency text message was sent out warning Lismore's levee protecting the CBD was going to overtop and for people to leave the town immediately. And it did, submerging homes, cars and businesses.
My nephew lives just around the corner here and he pretty much lost his house in the last flood, so I've just been panicking trying to figure out what's going on. Mum and Dad are high and dry in Lennox and I'm the only one that's able to get around down here, so I'm just trying to make sure that we don't lose everything again. I just hope it doesn't get as bad as it did last time.
The Wilson River at Lismore is expected to peak at just over 12 metres, but more heavy showers are possible.
Before the record flood that we saw through Lismore just 1 month ago, the prior record for the Wilsons River was 12.17, the highest ever on record. So if not for that peak just 1 month ago, this in and of itself would be a record flood.
The floodwaters are expected to move down the Wilsons and the Richmond River systems, where we will actually see significant flooding and major flooding occur over the next 24 to 36 hours as those waters move towards the coast. Communities in those areas, we know, are already stressed and are already worried from the previous flooding.
Once thought spared, now Grafton on the Clarence River will see major flooding by the morning. By 5 p.m. on Wednesday, there were 16 evacuation orders stretching from Bellingen on the mid-north coast to the Queensland border, encompassing thousands. All eyes are what this dangerous weather system is going to do next. The latest predictions has it focusing the worst of the weather further south between Grafton and Newcastle. 6-hour rainfall totals between 80 and 120 millimetres are possible.
On top of that, as the low moves further away, we've seen some pretty strong and gusty winds in the northern rivers, and that wind's going to increase as well through the mid-north coast and eventually for many coastal communities across much of coastal New South Wales. And these winds are likely to bring trees and power lines down.
Damaging powerful surf is also expected from Thursday afternoon right along the southern half of the New South Wales coastline. Another major flood disaster for the already weary and heartbroken as they continue to battle the elements. Kenny Heatley, Sky News.